Hey, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled 55-year-old passport sis goes abroad and nobody wants her. Let's get right into it.
A lot of them, especially my age, they know here in Panama that they can date very, very young here. The women here, the Panamanian women here will definitely entertain an American man at whatever age. You can be 90 and walking down the street with a beautiful Panamanian woman. So trying to find an American guy here, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but unless you get them after they're exhausted from everybody else here in Panama.
Yes, an American woman can only get a passport bro after he has been sexually exhausted. You know that feeling where your libido has been fully drained and you have no more nuts to give. A dark, quiet place. At this point, sex no longer clouds the bandwidth of a man's mind, so he can actually focus on the betterment of mankind. I don't know, cure cancer, solve a theoretical paradox, or build with his bare hands something the world didn't know it needed. Or he can do something stupid in this state of nirvana, like get into a relationship with a 55-year-old American woman in Panama. It's clear that some men should never experience that level of mental acuity that sexual exhaustion brings. But here's the hard truth. There is no dating market for American women when they leave the States. Now look, we see many women online trying to gaslight us into believing that they can share the same success men do when they date abroad. That men in Latin America, Africa, and Asian countries are looking for independent, I don't cook or clean, 40 to 50-year-old high body count women to settle down with. And also, these men are gonna buy them the 4-bedroom house, car, and give them a 6-figure allowance. All of this is hogwash. But this lady is gonna give us a glimpse of what it's like dating abroad for a modern woman. Let's hear her out.
Flashback.
Hey, today we're going to talk about dating in Panama at 55. What that looks like. So when I first moved to Panama, I met this Panamanian guy. So he was nice, very charming, and we had a very nice time. Communication wasn't that great because he didn't speak very much English, so we Google translated a lot, and that was fine. So I noticed that he always wanted to come to my house. He came to my house, he ate my food, he he just didn't have very much money to replenish some of the things that he was depleting. So that became an issue for me.
Oh, it's an issue for you. Passport sis, but you gotta understand, you go to a foreign country with American money, you're the rich one. And y'all fought so hard. Look, I'm with the old school idea of feminism, which is you guys have a choice. You got a choice. You don't have to be a housewife. You could be a passport sis. You could go abroad and date men that are broke and take care of them. But you can't complain about it. You don't get to do both of those things. You can't complain about it. Oh, we can't replenish it. And man, we don't care about this. We go over there, we'll take care of the woman, we'll provide for them, and we don't care. Because guess what? We'll take their cooking, we'll take their cleaning, we'll take their beautiful bodies, we'll take their freakiness in the bedroom, we'll take all of it, and we'll pay for it. So if you want to be like us, you got to do the same. And I agree, she is an attractive woman at 55, I won't lie. But to me, wouldn't it be better if she aged to 55 in a marriage where she's married to a man for 20 years, and so or 20 plus years, even more than that, because she's 55. So let's say 30 years. She got married at 25 and married. Can you imagine being married to a woman for 30 years and she looks like that still? That to me is the best way to age gracefully as a woman. But to become 55 and be delusional and think that you have any man you want, you're gonna go to, why would you go to Panama to try to date men that can't speak the language and they expect for them to provide for you? Or, like you said, American men, they'll date you if they already exhausted all their options. But then women were mad at Shannon Sharp. You're mad at Shannon Sharp for dating younger women. But look what you're doing. You're going overseas. You're doing the exact same thing. And she said it, a 90-year-old man could date a 20-year-old woman in Panama, no problem. See, what they need to tell about the story about older men and younger women, we got to tell the story that younger women actually want the older men too. It's not that we just want younger women. It's a mutual relationship of mutual benefits. We have the experience and the money. They have the youth and the beauty, and we trade it for each other. But you seem to be unhappy with that exchange. You got the experience, you got the money, you're going to date a younger guy in Panama that can't speak the language. Be happy with what you get, okay? Or accept the fact that you can't move like a man. You ladies have to accept that.
I had to think really long and hard on it because we were having a very good time together. The chemistry was good. He did cook, but he cooked my food. So instead of my budget for me, it was now a budget for two people. And that just became to be a bit much.
Watching modern women try to wield the vibranium blue book is like watching an 110-pound yoga girl operate a jackhammer. Nature has denied her the strength and mental fortitude to wield such a weapon of mass destruction. For this is where the ideology of hypergamy becomes the gift and the curse. Her Achilles heel, so to speak, because there's nothing women hate more than paying for a man. Like the stomach cramps of her menstrual cycle, it's in her DNA. And this, my friends, is why so many will fail at dating abroad. See, if you had a condo in Panama, the last thing you would be crying about is an 8.5 that loves to come over and cook the food you bought at the supermarket. And if you are the type to cry about that, well, the G.I. Joe Simpin Anonymous meeting is down the hall. But anyway, here she is trying to date in a third world country. And even though she has found a guy that she vibes with, she chooses to worry about the fact that he eats up her groceries. I thought women said they like when you eat their groceries. Some of y'all won't get that, don't worry.
So I was having a rough patch one day, and he was asking me what was wrong, and I think he wanted to do something. So I was trying to explain to him that, I wasn't feeling very well today, and I just wanted to be alone, and, if he could go and do something by himself or go home or, whatever he wanted to do.
Yeah, she basically punked him. She told him to kick rocks because she doesn't feel like dealing with him today. Now, I don't necessarily see a problem with that. But my issue is, would she be okay with the same treatment? Let's say, for instance, you were dating her, and she came over your house to hang out with you. She didn't do anything wrong, but her presence on that day just somehow annoyed you. Would she be cool with you telling her to bounce because you don't feel like dealing with her today? With no explanation, by the way. I don't know, man, but hey.
And he got really upset about that. And he went home, but he went home with an attitude. And it just kind of, it put off a light in my head to where it's like, you know what? He wants to do what he wants to do, but he just doesn't understand probably what I'm talking about so that we can connect emotionally. So that started the downfall of this relationship because I realized very quickly that I was not going to be supported, comforted, or financially stable with this person. So I decided to end the relationship, and he became very, verbally abusive when, I decided to end that relationship.
So she says the quiet part out loud. The real problem was that she was financing him. This fact was eating away at her. She was basically his sugar mommy, and that just didn't sit well with her. But let's put this in perspective. I don't think she's a quote-unquote single woman by choice, so to speak. If I'm not mistaken, she's actually a widower. And also, I honestly think she looks very good for a 55-year-old woman, because we know most 55-year-old women have that lunch lady, court bailiff aesthetic at that tender age. Or if she's on that Ozempic, it's that Bethany Frankel, Anna Navarro, Skeletor type look. It's clear that men in their 50s, 60s, and even 70s are out in foreign countries living the Viva Loca. Really, what do you think the success rate will be for the average 55-year-old woman abroad?
So, dating Panamanians now. My requirement now would be that you definitely have to speak English. I am learning Spanish, but how can I date somebody that does not speak English or understand English? So that would be something that I would be looking for now. And before, I really didn't think that it would be a huge issue, but it's definitely a huge connection issue for me. So that would be my criteria.
I just think it's so funny that you're gonna go to a foreign country, have all these demands from men, when you could have asked for more back home. Like, ladies, understand your best opportunity for what you want. What she wants a provider man, but she's too scared to admit it. And she thought that, you know what, I'll show you, I'll go to Panama and I'm going to have great success over there. Now look at you. Struggling even more. Because you said to yourself, the men who actually have value out there, they could get a much younger woman. They don't have to go for 55. And like I said, you look good for 55, baby, but women have to understand there's a thing called competition. I understand that you want to be the snowflake and you're so special, you're so unique, and you want to be desired, like you're just so wonderful. I get it. It's just not how it works. It's not how it works. I'm understanding how the female mind works more and more now. Like, their mind is designed to delude themselves, because delusion, it will keep them happy. Reality will make them sad. I get it. I get that part. Okay? But just because you're deluding yourself doesn't make the reality change. Like, the truth is immutable. It cannot change. So to me, I think she should just get her acts together and come back to the U.S. That's what I think. I think it was a waste of time to try to go through all this hassle. You're going to learn the language, and you're still going to date lower value men than the average. At least the average men in America can still take care of you. What's wrong with that? If you date an average guy in America, he could still be able to take you on dates. The average guy can still take a girl on dates. He might not be able to buy her Birkin bags. He probably can't take her to trips to Bali and shit. But he could take her on some nice dates a couple of times, maybe a year. Maybe not every single day. Yeah, you gotta, but he could also have groceries that you could cook. So he could go, she wants a 50-50 relationship now in another country. Baby, you could have got that here. We were trying to tell you this whole time. Just get it here. You didn't want to listen, though. So now you had to learn the hard way. So now you're reaching for scraps in Panama. You're trying to make demands as if you're in demand. Please make it make sense. And I'm gonna tell you the honest truth, you're way too attracted to be going through this. But stubbornness and beauty do not work together. They work against each other. If you're stubborn and you're beautiful, it's gonna hurt you. It's not gonna help you.
Now moving forward, and that they would need to have a job. I am retired, so I'm here all day. I do have a routine that I do every day, and I don't like to deviate from it. Moving forward, I definitely know that is what I would be looking for in a Panamanian mate.
Yeah, so now we leave America to go to a third world country and push your more unreasonable expectations that didn't work here on them. Yes, we're talking about Panama, a country, by the way, that has some of the most attractive women available. Imagine going to another country and requiring the men there to learn your language to date you. What a cocktail of arrogance and entitlement. But look, I have no doubt that most passport sisters will find the 6'6" NBA MVP, Nobel Peace Prize, conservative, feminist, Democrat, UFC fighter, ex-porn star that's in touch with his emotions. Because remember, they're all 10s.
I believe whatever I come up with in my head, because why would I lie to me?
Dating expats here in town, after the Panamanian, I just kind of felt like, okay, this will be cool. I'll date somebody who understands me, an American. We speak English. We understand each other. No, ma'am. That wasn't the case either. Financially, he was able to take care of himself, and take care of me. I wouldn't say that he wasn't able to take care of me. He was able to do that. Territorial with, this is what I want you to do, this is what I don't want you to do, had so many rules and all this other stuff. So that didn't work out either. I mean, I'm a free spirit.
Translation. He had standards and boundaries, and I don't know how to be submissive to a man. Yes, he spoke English and had enough money to take care of me, but I don't feel comfortable listening or taking orders from a man.
A lot of them, especially my age, they know here in Panama that they can date very, very young here. The women here, the Panamanian women here, will definitely entertain an American man at whatever age. You can be 90 and walking down the street with a beautiful Panamanian woman. So trying to find an American guy here, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but unless you get them after they're exhausted from everybody else here in Panama, I don't see that as being a potential situation.
And there you have it, my friends. Mother Nature will always bow down to Father Time. The American woman only has options in America, and a passport sister is practically worthless once she leaves the U.S. border. Once men understand that the world is their oyster, hopefully many of us will stop being so thirsty for run-down, low-quality coochie. Maybe a few more brothers like Shannon Sharp or Trevor Bowles have to fall before men will start to exercise their blue book options. But hey, that sounds like a discussion for another video.
It's so funny that he's saying that because, and I love this picture he has a passport sis of a clown. Because you know what it is? In my personal opinion, with this experience, you should get a newfound appreciation for American men. A newfound appreciation for 50-50. Because that's the best you're going to get in the world. There was a study from the Pew Research that came out and said that only 23% of men could provide for their woman to stay at home. Translation, 77% of women have to contribute to the household income. They have to. So this idea that you're going to be a kept and provided for woman is reserved for the top 20% of women, 23%. Now we know in the black community, that's the same math for women getting married. So only 20%, 23, 24, 25% of black women are going to get married. But they walk around wasting their youth, acting like their shit don't stink. And I don't understand why. I'll take that back. I understand why. You want something that the media and the world has sold to you that is a fallacy. It's not true. This idea that you're going to be protected, provided for, but you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, is not real. That is not real. Or the idea that you could have it all, meaning that if you do get a man by going overseas, that he's going to want to pay for you or be 50-50 with you overseas. That's not true either. Even the men. So it's like you at best, you get 50-50 here. You go overseas, it's 100% on you and 0% on them. Which one do you want? You see why it takes, why a lot of American women have such a hard ass? They don't learn easy. So them traveling across the seas, getting their passport, is like, belt to ass, okay? It's a rude awakening. It's a spanking. And they deserve it. They deserve it. And I feel for women because it's not obvious. None of this is so obvious. If you really think about the way women think about the world, none of this is really that obvious. It's not. It's not that obvious to people that this is how it works. For a lot of people, they think that they could create the reality that they desire. Tracy Ellis Ross, I'm gonna create the men are younger and they're so hot and blah blah. But what do they want with an older woman? We understand what a younger woman wants from us. They want money, provision, and protection. But that's what everybody wants from us. So no matter how old the man is, she said it herself. She wants a man that can provide for himself, even provide for her. That's what is desired from men no matter what age we are. Same thing with women. Your youth and your beauty is desired for women no matter how old they are. So the fact that she's 55 and she still looks relatively good, that's a good sign for her. So what is expected of us is always going to be the same. No matter if you cross the border or if you stay over here, it's going to be the same. But at least in America, you get a much better deal with men. The American men are the best men in the world. Let's just tell the truth. As far as the capacity to provide and protect. There's the best you could do is right here. But because there's a lack of appreciation, and because there is this idea that I don't need a man, I don't need a man, I don't need a man, we end up with this. We end up with clown faces. Literally, clown faces. It's a shame. But this is why I am writing my free ebook. And I want you guys to really tune in because it's almost done. It's called Be Attractive and Shut Up. Because even though everything I said is true, you don't got to tell women in your private life this. I need men to understand it. Don't tell women about this in their private life. Just understand it. You cannot fix their delusion. Let them be delusional. You can't fix it. You can't change it. Nothing you're going to do is convince this woman that she could get exactly what she wants. Nothing you could do. She has to see it for herself. She has a hard ass and she got a hard head. And they both deserve licks. So, all you could do is try to get what you want out the relationship by giving her what she wants. A lot of women, all they want is someone that's going to listen to their delusion, not judge them, so they get to be the person who they think they are. That's what she wants. That's what this girl right here, what she wants is someone that's going to feed into the delusion because she doesn't want you to fix her. It's hard for me to accept this because in my mind, if we just told them the truth, it could fix them, but it doesn't fix them. So like what Myron Gaines does on Fresh and Fit, try to argue none of that's going to work. You can't mansplain to women about life. All you could do is communicate to them in womanese, and I go over this in my free ebook, which by the way, it's coming out great. I'm so glad I even thought about this idea. But it's coming out great. And the idea is that you have to learn the second language. And that's the language of womanese. As men, we understand mansplaining. We understand that being honest, telling the truth, that's what it means to be a man. Being a word of your man. Being a man of your word. It's a word of your man. Man of your word. And it even said in the Bible, John chapter 1:1. In the beginning there was the Word. And the Word was with God. And the Word was God. Right? In the beginning there was the Word. And the Word was with God. And the Word was God. And I say that to say that we understand how important the Word is. Right? And a lot of people lie through words. The devil lies through words. He switches things up. Lying through words. You know, there's pro-life and there's pro-choice. Lying through words. They distort words. And they do that because this is how they trick people. The devil he actually did this to Eve. The first thing he did was lie to Eve. Right? God said you can eat from all the trees. All the trees. Literally in the Bible, you can eat from all the trees. All the trees. Every tree. All of them. Except the tree from the knowledge of good and evil. And the reality of it is, the tree of knowledge of good and evil, it wasn't a tree that taught you the knowledge of good and evil. What it was is, it allowed you to decide what was good and evil. And that's exactly where we are today. We're trying to decide what's good and what's evil, what's right and what's wrong. When we should know that what's right and what's wrong is not determined by us, it's determined by God. But the devil tried to convince Eve that God gave us lack. The devil told Eve, didn't God say to you, you couldn't eat from all these trees? She said, and she made her rethink of what did God say? Well, yeah, he said he did say we could eat. He said he didn't say you could eat from that tree of knowledge of good and evil though. And the media is doing the devil's work, deceiving women to this day. Ladies, don't trust the media, trust the Bible. Trust the word. Trust your God. Okay? But I'm not going to offer that advice because, like I said, I am nobody's counselor. I am nobody's life advisor. Women want me for good times and D. So good times and D they going to get. That's all they going to get. Okay? But besides that, like the video, subscribe to the channel blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos. And I'll see y'all over there.